You made it back. I was beginning to think the bridge took you with it. Our little Darren is still breathing. Impressive, considering he has made a habit of tempting death like an old friend. That blast should have left nothing but ashes and echoes. Yet here he stands, bruised, bleeding, and stubborn as ever. But the storm is coming now. Oh yes, you can smell it, can't you? The air tastes of iron and ash. Something ancient is stirring beneath the clouds, and it's hunger. So sit close, my lovely listeners. The rain will wash away the weak, but for those who endure, the story only grows darker.
I ran until my chest burned. Rain drowned the streets, the sky emptying a whole ocean onto Marrow Creek, and we were just four shapes pushing against it. Amy, Rachel, Lena, and me. The bridge behind us was gone. A distant memory the grenades took care of. Whatever lived on the other side screamed once and then went quiet. The ground shuddered. Not thunder, deeper, rolling up through the bones of the town. It was like a warning. I stopped at the corner of a wrecked gas station and looked past the rooftops. On the horizon, a wall of cloud, black with red threaded through it, and lightning that flashed purple. That storm didn't look right, and it didn't drift. It crawled across the sky. The air tasted wrong, like ozone and ash. Something clearly had happened. Something exploded or blew up. Something bad. But we would probably never know. There were no news outlets. There was no more social media.
Keep moving.
Amy yelled over the rain.
Darren, come on.
I pulled my pack higher, felt the weight of the glove inside, and followed. We cut through back streets, away from the river, away from the bridge and the broken things that waited there, away from hopefully the nester that seemed to have taken an interest in me. We found a small place tucked away on the corner of a strip mall. A corner pharmacy. The kind that stocked allergy meds, ankle braces, and candy that nobody ever really wanted or bought on purpose. Thinking smartly, we decided to raid it to get some supplies. You never know. Antibiotics, more gauze, some ankle wraps in case one of us broke something. All of that stuff could be useful. Breaking in through the front wasn't that hard, considering the door was already pretty much melted off. Not sure how or what did that, but I don't think I want to know. Sliding through the doorway, we began pacing down the aisles, gathering what supplies we could. Looking over, I saw Amy at the card rack. She smiled and picked up one that would have been funny had it not been shown during the end of the world. It was a simple, funny joke about wishing the end of the world instead of going to work on a Monday. She giggled and stuck it in her pack. I kind of chuckled myself, not gonna lie. Better times. Truth be told, I could use a regular Monday over all this. Lena found a few more bottles of water and spread them out amongst us. Rachel brought a few candy bars. Nothing we really wanted, but let's be honest, food is food and we don't really have choices. I'm not going to enjoy eating prunes and chocolate, and I don't think my colon is either. Well, it might enjoy the after effects, but I won't. I came back with gauze, antibiotics, toilet paper, and the girls all looked at me and then giggled to themselves. I shrugged and said, I'm a realist. We started stuffing things in her pack when Lena looked over. I saw her turn white, and I followed her gaze. Just out of view was the pharmacy wall, where you'd go to fill medication. There was a break in the aisle. Just out of view, there was the pharmacy where you'd go to fill your medication. The whole island, where a break in it let you enter into the back rooms. Peeking around the corner, we could just make out the edge of a cocoon. I stood up slowly, pulling my pack on, and then whispering to the girls, "Come on." As we went to turn and leave, another sack of meat slopped off the ceiling above us, landing beside us. Inside, I could hear the pleas of someone who was clearly still alive, or at least mostly alive. I could hear them begging, pleading for us to kill them. Next thing I know, Amy's ripping me forward and we're all rushing back out of the building.
Mercy. Such a delicate spice. It perfumes the marrow. You know, you turned your back, little Darren. And still, the bleeding clung to you like smoke. Carry on. The storm is hungry. The throne is waiting.
We crossed the fence behind the high school. Bleachers to the left, the field black with water. Then they came. I don't remember what happened all too well. The crack of lightning and thunder, and then a searing pain rushing through my arm and my side as I was blindsided and slammed into the bleachers over 20 feet away. During the struggle, my bag burst open, spilling all of its contents. The glove landed directly next to me. I don't know if I'd call it instinct or what, but I reached down and grabbed it, slipping it onto my fingers. An overwhelming power surges through me. I rose, looking around. The whole field looked like an entirely new scene. I could hear the girls screaming and running. Rachel seemed to be tossed to the other side. Lena and Amy had split up, Lena running towards the bleachers to get Rachel, Amy running through the middle of the field. 3 stalkers had found us. They were all going for Amy. Feeling a weird sensation build through me. I leaned forward to stand, placing my hands on the ground. In doing so, my hand, the gloved one, reached down and touched my own shadow, and I felt my hand slip through. Looking down, I realized my hand was inside my shadow, gone. With a rush of adrenaline and fear, I slipped all the way through. Looking around, I could see the same place. Amy, Lena, Rachel, the stalkers, the football field. But it was all in a negative space. A weird, negative light. In an instant, I found myself able to move, as if I blinked and suddenly was in a space. I was standing directly under the closest stalker to Amy. Pushing up, I managed to slip through Amy's shadow into the real world between her and the stalker. With a single hand, I punched it directly in the face, sending it flying. There was a loud smacking sound as it obliterated against the side of what used to be the school gymnasium. Yes! I pumped my fist. The other stalkers were no match either. A simple backhand took out one, and the other scampered off, terrified. At least they were smart enough to be afraid. Smiling with happiness that I had saved this, I turned back to Amy. But what I saw wasn't happiness. It wasn't relief. Amy stared horrified. She glanced between me and the glove, and then me again. Her face was ghostly pale. Her hand rose to her mouth, and she shook.
Darren? Darren, you need to take that off now. Take it off. Now.
She demanded that I remove the glove. Anger surged through me, but I yanked free. I shoved the glove back in my bag. My body sagged. I felt thinner. Amy noticed. She could see that I looked weak. The bags under my eyes. She said it was draining me. I shook her off, enraged. I just saved her life. I just saved all of our lives. And all she cared about was a stupid glove. Who cares if I was using it and it made me stronger? Who cares if it was some mystical magical powers? Why should I care? Ungrateful.
No one seems to care. They just want your power for themselves.
Rain continued to hammer down upon us, storm not letting up, not caring that we were sopping wet, like little lost puppies. Some of us tired, some of us scared, some of us completely enraged. Amy continued to try and get me to talk, wanting to chat with me, wanting to discuss things, but I wouldn't hear it. I shoved her off and walked ahead, pushing ahead of everyone. Rachel and Lena seemed to be abnormally quiet, not saying a word. Both of them trembled, and when they looked at me, they looked away quickly, as if they were terrified. They were just irritating the hell out of me. Why did it matter? What was so bad about what I was doing? I saved them. They kept telling me to stop freezing. They kept telling me not to worry about taking their lives. They're just monsters. And now when I'm starting to do it, they're all freaking out and panicking. How is this fair? Suddenly a hand yanked me backwards. In a flash, I was gonna yell at whoever did it, but Amy put her hand to my mouth and shushed me. Looking over at what she was looking at behind me, I realized I'd almost walked directly into it. In front of us was what used to be the Nestor, the one that had chased us across the bridge and had stopped on the other side. I could tell by the burn marks. However, it wasn't the same anymore. It had patches of matte black skin, glossy in the light, and some spots. The white patches of its normally ghostly white skin were spattered with spiderweb-like veins, similar to the ones that the stalkers had. And its eyes were glowing green, bright green. In its hand, a half-eaten black monstrosity, something that looked like the devil itself, matte black. From what we could see of it, there wasn't much left. Amy leaned down. Like I said, they don't do that. They're not supposed to. We need to leave. Then it turned. Its mouth split wide. Eyes locked into mine. It saw me. In a panic, I surged upwards, Amy yanking me back.
Run! Run!
Amy screamed. We all took off running, rushing away from it as fast as possible. Nearby was a cliff, a sheer drop 2, maybe 300 feet down to another forest below. During the run, as the creature took off after us, bashing through trees at a wild pace, a branch from a nearby cascading tree snagged my bag, ripping it free. The loops that hold it to my arms snapped free, and it was launched. Watching it sail away, I saw it get snagged up in a tree branch, hanging over the cliff. Panic surged through me. The glove, it was still in there. The one thing that I used to get through this nightmare. The one source of power that I had. Amy continued rushing away, but she turned back and saw me. I had hid behind a tree, just out of sight, just in time. This new creature, the harrower, is what I would call it, didn't catch me. It didn't see me yet. It continued to chase after the girls. Amy looked back and shook her head. She was also hiding behind a tree. I could hear Rachel. She had the gun that I had stolen from that military man earlier. She was firing it at the creature, but it didn't seem to do anything. The bullets just seemed to hit. They didn't care. Amy shook her head once, but I wasn't listening. I rushed over to the edge, the cliff edge, where the bag was hanging. Slipping around the tree, I managed to snag it and pull it. It was caught tight. Underneath me, the earth gave way a little bit and my foot slipped. Sliding down, I hung tightly to the roots of the tree, dangling over the edge. Panicked, I managed to gain my footing back and pull myself back up, yanking the bag free in the process. Relief flashed through me as I pulled the string open, seeing inside the glove sitting neatly on top. As I reached around and pulled myself back around the tree, away from the edge, I came face to face with the harrower. It stood around 40, maybe 30 feet away from me, smiling and staring. I take it the girls made it away from it, based on it not holding any body parts. Looking at its monster's face, I could tell it was happy it had caught me. This would be our final stand. It knew it had me. I had nowhere to go. In one last panicked look, I glanced around and could see Amy, Rachel, and Lena standing off in the distance in the trees behind it. They were rushing towards us. They were going to try and help. They were going to try and save me. There was no way they could help. We would all die. "Come on then, you piece of crap. Come get me," I scream at it. And it lunges. Shoving forward, I jump around behind the tree to try and dodge it. But it crashes into the tree, sending us all flying. Me, the tree, and the creature flying off the cliff. For a few moments I can't tell what's going on. I'm just tumbling through the air. And then I look around. My bag has busted open a little bit. I can see the glove inside, flickering in the wind. I reach for it, but that's when I feel something stab into my back. Turning my head, I can see one of the claws of the Nestor creature, the Harrower. It has latched onto me, its claws sinking deep into my back. It's painful, but I push past it. I reach over and grab the bag. We're sailing down. This is all happening in slow motion. As I reach in and grab what I'm aiming for, the glove, I slip it onto my fingers, just as I feel its teeth sink into my shoulder. I let out a gasping scream, and everything fades to black.
Darren, no!
Amy watches. In panic shock, rushing to the edge, she collapses to her knees. Rachel and Lena beside her, holding her. She begs and cries. As she sees Darren and the creature falling into the distance down below, the last thing she hears is a fatal scream from Darren.
Before you scamper off into the light again, a whisper from your king, if you will. There are stories yet untold, ideas starting to be born, shadows begging for shape. Should you wish to weave your own tales of horror, mystery, or madness, seek me out on Fiverr. I offer my hand to those who dare create. Editing, storytelling, world building, all the tools you'll need to breathe life into your nightmares. The link awaits below, my little creatives. Come feed the throne with your imagination. Well. What an ending. Did our dear Darren survive the plunge? Or did the harrower chew the marrow clean on the way down? I can't see him now. He slipped beneath my gaze. And oh, that makes it all the more delicious. Is he broken on the rocks below? Split on the branches? Is he inside the stomach of a creature? Or is he waiting to crawl back up with new teeth of his own? We will not know now. I could tell you, I know. I have an inkling for what is going to become upon you, Darren boy. But why spoil the story when the suspense tastes so sweet? Sleep uneasy, little pets. Tomorrow, the shadows may have one less heart beaten, or one more than they should. Ta-ta. And don't forget, please like and subscribe.